Now transition to Mr. Anderson, who in his first semester had all these state championships. Let's give him a round of applause.
Welcome, moms. Today is a special day for the parents and family members of all of our signees. Go ahead and go up there, guys, if you would, if they haven't already. It is also a very exciting day for each of you. NBA is proud of your accomplishments and successes in your individual sports. Today, Coach Uverard and Coach Pippin will speak on their student athletes. Then the parents can come up, take a picture while they sign the letter and put on their hat. We will go in alphabetical order, so Caden will go first, then Nathaniel, then Josh. Coach Uverard, we'll start with Coach Uverard.
Good afternoon. I have the pleasure of talking about Caden Maddox. He is one of 13 young men that will be playing football next fall. A tremendous senior class, and I'm really proud. So here we go, Caden. Caden is another great story in the NBA football program, a story of perseverance and staying power. Caden did not come out to play until his sophomore year. He knew he wanted to play defensive back, and nothing was going to stop him from achieving his goal. Caden worked extremely hard to gain ground on his peers and made significant strides over a 2-year period. It wasn't easy, but Caden never flinched. Caden continued working on his speed, his understanding of the game, and he worked tremendously hard in practice to improve daily. When I think of Caden, I can't help but think of the first McCallie game and feel great pride and pleasure about how Caden finished the game. Caden demonstrated grit, resilience, and fight. To set the stage, our offense had just scored to go up on McCallie late in the fourth quarter. In McCallie's first play, they throw over the top a long pass where Caden had decent position but falls down to the ground, and they score a touchdown. Caden was obviously down, but with the help of his teammates, he was able to rally. After our offense scored again, Caden went out there and made a huge interception at the end of the game. There was no quit in Caden Maddox. I'm extremely proud of Caden and happy that he has moments like this to look back on, but now he has the opportunity to make some new memories. Caden will continue his education and play football at Samford University. Caden Maddox.
Mary, I spent some time at Vanderbilt Orthopedics last week. Thank you. Today I have an opportunity to tell you stories about two great young men. First, I'm going to talk about Nathaniel Nelson. As most of you know, Nathaniel spent most of his time in high school playing football and wrestling. When wrestling ended this spring, all the spring sports had already begun. He doesn't know that I know this, but Nathaniel decided to try out shotgun this spring. If I have the story right, shotgun was already up and running and didn't have room to add anyone else to their roster, so he settled for track. He strolled into the band room one day and introduced himself, and he said, "Miss Pippin, now that wrestling's over, all I do is go home and sit on the couch. Can I run track?" And I said, "Can you run?" Nathaniel started out training with the distance crew, claiming that he thought he would run the mile. And at his first meet, we put him in a variety of events and distances just to watch him move and to try to figure out where he might fit. In training shoes, not knowing what he was doing, he ran a 54-second 400. Owen Flanagan and I looked at each other and knew that Nathaniel was no longer a distance runner. The coaches moved him to the sprint group and went to work teaching him the strategy of that distance, how to get out of the blocks, and how to race while trying to relax. Each time Nathaniel ran, he turned in a faster time. What I love about him is how fearless he is when he races. To be good at the 400, you can't care how much it hurts, and trust me, it hurts. I know that some of this is just his personality, but I also think that he has football, wrestling, Coach Uverard, and Coach Simpson to thank for that mentality. Nathaniel and I started contacting coaches at the universities he was considering, as well as pulling every string we could to get through the red tape with the service academy process that he was already working through. Each time he ran faster, I made another few phone calls and wrote more emails. At the state meet, Nathaniel ran his fastest time ever, 49.5, earning third place in the 400. And then he anchored our 4x400 meter relay, running even faster and running on a state runner-up relay. He wrote another email that night after we got home, updating the coaches again on his progress. And the next morning, I got an email from Coach Smith at West Point asking that I have Nathaniel check and respond to his email right away. So I called Nathaniel, and he said, "Hello." "Nathaniel, did I wake you up?" "No, ma'am, but I'm still in bed." "Nathaniel, get up and check your email." So he got up, and I stayed on the phone with him while he checked his email, and he said, "Miss Pippin, I'm in West Point." So I started screaming and crying and jumping around my house, and he started sort of screaming and wondering why I was yelling into the phone. But this started a flurry of emails and phone calls and more work that I was happy for him to do. And we had a phone conversation with the coach that morning. And so now, Nathaniel, I'm so thankful that you strolled into the band room this spring. Thank you for your work on the track and the time we had to get to know each other. Congratulations on your appointment to West Point and for earning a spot on their track team. I can't wait to see how fast you run next year, and I know you'll excel as a cadet. I'm very proud of you. Joshua's story is vastly different, but just as exciting. I first saw Joshua run in a video in the middle school championship where he won the 100-meter dash with a goofy form and a standing start. I was excited to get him to NBA and start refining. Unfortunately, I had to wait a lot longer than anticipated. Joshua came out for track in the 9th grade after basketball ended the week of our scrimmage. He and his family came to the scrimmage to watch and support our team, and then COVID happened. He never ran a race. In the 10th grade, he came out after basketball season again and was making progress, but mentioned several times that his knee was bothering him. Apparently, it had been going on for a while, so after a few conversations and visits to the training room, he saw a doctor. He called me and he said, "Coach Pippin, look at your phone. I just sent you an x-ray. What do you want me to do?" Josh had a bone spur on the side of his knee shaped like a hook, and it was rubbing and cutting into the ligaments and tendons each time he bent his knee. And I told him to get his knee fixed. He said, but that means I can't run. And I said, okay, you're now my manager. So Joshua was a great manager his sophomore year. He held blocks, he got results, and anything else that the coaches or his teammates needed. He earned his letter in track, managing our team all the way to the state meet. He was humble, helpful, and supportive, even though he was frustrated by having to watch instead of compete. Finally, as an 11th grader, we were able to get to work. He's very unselfish. He learns every day, and he does any event that we ask him to try. We limited how many new events to let him do in order to keep him healthy and focused. Last year, he finished second in the state in the high jump and ran great legs on the relays for us all season. This year, we taught him to long jump. He has helped our team to championships in Doug Hall and in region, competing in 4 events in both meets. At the state meet last week, Joshua finished second in the long jump. He's the new state champion in the high jump, and he ran on our school record-breaking 4x1 and 4x200-meter relay teams this year. This summer, he plans to learn even more new events so that he can possibly move into the decathlon in college. I know he's going to continue to grow and develop in track and field. I expect that we'll be seeing him on the track and field circuits for many years. Joshua, thank you for your work and what you've done for the team here at NBA, and congratulations on earning a scholarship and a position on the team at Coastal Carolina. I can't wait to be your biggest fan.